Hi, I'm Carl, and welcome back to my YouTube video series on currency search. Now, currency search is similar to coin collecting, but what we're going to do in this hobby is looking at the serial numbers and pulling out anything that looks unusual to the other ones. And as we're doing that, we're going to glance at the currency and for other imperfections like well, not really imperfections, but other details such as the color of the seal, any offset printing, if it's a silver certificate up here on top, just anything that looks odd or different than any other ones. And as we're looking through here, I might go off and start talking about other things, and that's fine. And behind me is Joe. He's asleep. He's loving this weather out here this week. First week of August, and the weather's in the mid-70s, which is very, very rare in North Atlanta. So let's get started on this. I'll push these aside, keep them in view. I'm going to pull out that many, and we're going to get started. 02259899 4185 58 4185 8814 678 42576 4646 8173 23915 399 29887 3496 7734. Now, one of the main things I look for is star notes, and if I happen to come across one, I'll point it out to you, and you'll see how different they look, and I'll explain what they are when I find it, or if I find it. That's a better way of putting it. 6861 5848 1263 0525 8408 7752 1343 4368. Now, you might hear a little bit of noise back in that direction. They are working on the dirt road that's behind me, and they're putting down tar and gravel on it. They've been working on it for almost a year now, but now they're putting down the tar and gravel, which is kind of exciting to me. It's going to cut down the dust big time, the road dust. 1343 4367 284 39246 6211 4035 941 85 284 3638 0077 2136 3392. Once we get through looking through the stack, I'm going to go look at a website and show you some of the different sequences that we'll be looking for. I'll give you the name of the website. 354-02972 067-11149 067-11150. Ooh, there you go. All we need now is the 50 at the end. Several years back, I had about $400 worth of $2 bills. I'm looking at the construction equipment over there right now. But I had a lot of $2 bills, and in that stack, I had about 15 $2 bills that were consecutive serial numbers. So this friend of mine at work, he was getting into this hobby, and I gave them to him at face value to get his collection started. So now he's got, I don't know if they're worth a lot more, but he was excited to get them, and I was excited to get normal money for it so I could spend it on bills. Aha, look at they're waiting on us. 00197313 star note. Now if you notice the difference, the star note has the star at the end instead of a letter, and that means that during the printing process there was an error in this batch, and the mint, or the printer who they discarded them, and whatever means they had, either burn them or shredded them or whatever. They discarded the series or the run, and they reprinted them with a star on the end to show that it was a reprint. So that's one of the main things I collect, star notes. So we're going to put that aside. 2388-7596, and we're going to go to that website later and get the approximate value of this star note. 8949. Start over. 8949-6714. 260-33656. 268-45721. 303-81590. 078-54471. 2434-3972. 2434-3973. How about that? Those are consecutive, but we're not saving them. 2434-3974. 2434-3975. Those are consecutive. 9287-2522. 567-52189. Grab the rest of this stack. The trucks are coming by again. 100-36509. 7102-1233. Now that's an older one. It's got the year right here. Zero 7-466-972. 3298-1481. 254-88126. 92932-363. 4815-4576. 214-36344. 688-3698968. 87220096. That almost had 4 pair on there. Three 609-7080. 8639-4515. 54222-902. 3784-4870. No. 3784-8708. 721-68144. 156-26614. 107 38 693 6975 9166. Trying to look out there and see which truck is going by. Oh, that's the tar truck. Spreading out some tar, and so they can get the gravel and put on top and smash it in with the roller. 284-15049, 233-47704, 8712-1854, 5611-0981, 1767-6597, 2530-3911, 3247-4891, 5900-9308, 8391-5956, 4363-5720, 9570-8872, 634-60673, 727-7272-9502, 2224-2567, 544-85775, 252-68467, 84999-127, 1004-8497. Ooh, this one's pretty old too. 9203-0960, 8738-7505, 4827-5612, 932-34917, 2629-9789, 1785-6481. Now, I'm sure I missed one or two in there that somebody else may have saved for their own personal reasons. If it did, why don't you go ahead and point it out to us, give us a timestamp and give us the serial number. I'm sure we'd all like to see which ones other people save and for what reason. So, let's take this $1 bill. There's Joe right there. Joe's watching the trucks go by, work on the road down there. He's pretty interested in that. So, 00197313 start. We're going to go look that up at the website, so stay tuned. Okay, here's the first of two websites we're going to look at. This one's called My Currency Collection. And if you scroll down, it has lots of information that you can look at. But the one I like to look at even more than this is called, right here, Serial Worth. Fancy serial number checker. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and type this in. Enter any 8-digit banknote serial number. Okay. 00197313. Check. Okay. Has a fancy score of 66, which really doesn't mean much to me. Okay, here's the number story, which you might find interesting on your currency. How to use a fancy serial number checker, step-by-step guide. Here we go. Fancy serial number checker. Ours was in the 60s, so it's not even on here. On the other website, had a much higher fancy serial number. Just tons of information on here. Tons of information. Solid patterns, one of a kind or multi of a kind patterns, ladder patterns 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or some people call that a straight. Repeater patterns 1682 1682. Just tons of information explaining what the serial numbers collector portions are. And here's a radar 1578 8751, which is the first four and the second four are, is it called a palindrome? Binary radar 122 11221, which means it's all ones and all twos. True binary 111 00 111. Just all kinds of information on here. So I like this site better than the other one, but check them both out. Got nothing to lose. And if you have a fancy serial number, leave a comment below and tell us what you got. Tell us the serial number. My name is Carl, and I appreciate you watching.